Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Contest of Speed. We're live from Suzuka, Japan, and we're going to be in for a very...
I thought on a frozen screen.
I had the same thing, don't worry. And we're in for a great race tonight. My name is Dan, I'll be your commentator for this evening. Joining me in the commentary box, as always, is Matt.
Good evening, mate. How are we?
Oh, I'm very well, thank you. I'm looking forward to this tonight.
Yeah, you've told me some very interesting inside information that
yeah.
I think it's going to be a cracker, apparently, according to you.
It should be.
What should be a dull and dreary one-stop race with someone bumping away to victory.
Yeah, that's true. Thomas is the first man out in the Mercedes, but the interesting piece of information that I have to tell Matt is that the three championship contenders, that's Perry, Sergey and Jacob, who is back this week after his trip away, are all apparently within a tenth of each other on their quickest lap times. And if that holds on to be true for their race pace, we could be in for some absolutely brilliant fights.
I mean, we got sport for choice last week. We had four people basically killing each other the entirety of the race, but you know.
That's true. Good evening, Blades. It's nice to have you with us again. We missed you last week. Unless you were there and I just didn't see you, in which case I'm sorry.
I mean, we got caught up in the excitement, to be fair.
We did. It was fun, wasn't it?
"17 drivers this evening. Who are we missing, Danny, from our driver lineup?
We are missing Dracer in the Williams because his Wi-Fi is unfortunately not fixed yet, so he is unable to join us. We are missing Rocco G60, who would be a new driver in the Ferrari. That's an unauthorised absence, so he'll be getting a penalty his way before he's even taken to the track for us. And we're missing Justin in the Renault, who is on holiday.
I put you right on the spot there, didn't I?
You did, but I was ready for it.
Just to make sure.
So I'm going to return the favour. There is a possibility of a championship being won tonight, I think.
Yes, indeed.
Can you have a looky?
Yeah, I can't think of the exact.
Oh, Thomas is round at the top of the S's. Clipped the curb on the outside and sent him into a full 360.
I mean, if it's anything to go by from practice that I've seen this week, the S's have claimed a couple of victims.
They have indeed.
Quite easy to do, actually, on a couple of those left-handed turns.
Definitely so. Got Stumpy, who is probably now going to be the first man across the line. Let me just have a look at my audio because it sounds a bit quiet. So I think I need to go to there. Yeah, that sounds better.
Your dulcet tones.
My dulcet tones? No, they want to hear the engine notes. That's what they want to hear. It's what the people pay to see. Well, they don't pay to see it. It's free. We're on Twitch. I mean, you can donate to us. We would be ever so grateful.
Just give me a minute. I'm still working out.
Eat the cookie. Disqualified from the session for being parked in a dangerous location.
I have never seen that before.
I've never seen it happen in a league race before.
Where is he parked in a dangerous location?
I'm not sure.
Anyway, Perry comes across the line on the medium tyre, 29.6.
Does Sergey currently leading the way with a 28.6, but on a softer compound of tyre. Rather, so Redcon goes in front of him, but not by much. This should be able to beat that. Let's jump down and have a look at Tichy in the Williams. Teammateless this week, as we've said, with Dracer absent. Be looking to consolidate the points Williams already have in the championship.
Sorry, I'm thinking it. So if they get... Where's the calculator? just.
Are you doing your... You working out the championship? Got a report from the Red Bull garage, thank you Mitch. And it's a dry session all the way.
I mean, it'd be nice because we had wet pudding here last season for the tier 3 guys. So, whole time this year we haven't really got anything to go by, so we're just guessing.
Indeed,
27, would you say low 28, high 27?
What we're going for? Sounds about right to me. Maybe some of the quicker guys can go a little bit further than that, but I'm not sure by how much. Matrix is in the chat and he says that Perry was unbeatable here last season, so he's got him down for the win.
Yeah, Perry took pole position in wet conditions and then he won the race. Actually, both Red Bulls did quite well here last year. It was Perry who won, Dan Robber who has moved up into tier 2 who finished second, and Lewis finished third, so it was a very Red Bull dominant podium.
Dan Hilton now coming down through 130R into the final chicane. Or is he going to box now? Yep, he's boxing this time around. Let's jump across to... Let's go to Jacob.
Right, I think I've finally worked it out.
Go on.
If the Red Bull guys get a 1-2 and Salvers, so either Sergey or Dartmouth score less than 17 points, Perry and Racer can't lose the Constructors' Championship, even if they double DNF all the last races.
Okay, so a win and...
So win and second.
Yeah, win and second place would do it.
So that gives them 43 points.
I think that's going to be a long shot, if I'm honest.
Yep, so...
Yeah, got Dres in the chat asking who's going to take his resident P5 spot. Ricky thinks it's going to be Lewis, which...
I think it's going to be Raycon.
Raycon for P5. So let's see, the front three should be Jacob, Sergey and Perry, all being well. As Jacob got second fastest on a time of 1:28.7, 1/10 off Sergey. And that is on the same tyre compound, by the way. I'll change it to best. You can see there those guys both on soft tyres. Sergey currently out on the medium tyre. I was going to call it soft then. That's last year's game. Forza Fredo, this week is his first race on F1 using a wheel. He says not to judge him too badly. We'll do our best, but we can be very judgmental. Can't we, Matt?
No, surely not. I'm judgmental.
I know, isn't it? Hard to believe.
I know. Unheard of.
Yeah. It's a yellow in sector 2. Sergey's just coming through there now.
I think it's Tichy getting out the way of people.
I think you're right. Pause for a 5-place grid penalty.
So that's with KV, so that's the teammates.
And two McLaren boys not getting along.
That's strange because they were both coming out the pit lane on an outlap, so...
I wonder if whoever was in front, I'm guessing KV in front has braked to let someone through into turn 1 and then...
I think It's the other way around.
So Fredo's braked into turn 1.
Yeah, try to let him pass.
Sergey going for the line on his soft tyres. Doesn't improve. He's 2/10 down.
Soft tyres?
Mediums. Do you know what it is? I've been playing Motorsport Manager and they've still got the ultra soft whatevers. So the soft tyres are still yellow on there and it's thrown me right out.
I can get away with that because I've had 1 race. You've had 3 or 4. Shocking.
I've had a whole half an actual F1 season as well and I still can't get it right. Let's jump across.
I wouldn't leave it there, KV. Jesus. Inside of 130R.
Oh, not good. KV boxing this time around. Let's jump across to the other championship protagonist. That's Perry on his outlap, about to start a flyer on the softs. This should be a run for pole position from him. Let's ride on board through the S section.
Yep. So the first corner, first of 18 turns around this twisty Suzuka circuit. As you said, through the S section. And it's this corner here as it comes up to the left. That's the one you've got to be careful of. Don't take too much curve. Spin you round.
And then this one here, he doesn't want to clip on the outside.
Nice and
Well
clean.
judged. Into the Degners.
There's many yellow flags.
Then under the bridge, Suzuka the only figure of 8 circuit on the calendar.
Breaks into the hairpin. You can take different lines through here. We've seen different drivers taking different lines.
Okay, he got a little bit out of shape on the exit. Missed a gear maybe.
Into Spoon. Don't run too wide. But it's pushing the track limits.
There's a Force India on the edge of the track there. That's Racing Point, not Force India, don't do a crofty.
That'd be Stumpy.
Through 130R, flat out of course in the dry. Into the final chicane.
Second up already. So this should put him very close to Sergey's time, if not pole.
Runs for the line. Puts him on pole position by 0.4 of a second. And that's going to be a tough one for those guys to beat behind him. If he motors back to the pits, he will get a chance to have one more go, but he's going to have to put his foot down getting back.
No, I think he'll still be okay.
You think?
Nice, easy. I reckon you need about 2 minutes to get round at the end.
So we've got...
He's got about 2 minutes 30 to get back.
Yeah. We've got Tennis Freak. He's run out of fuel by the look of things. And thank you, Ricky. I had set it earlier, but it's obviously not gone through just yet.
Just having a look at Jacob. Jacob's currently pretty much matched his first sector. He heads down towards Spoon Curve. Very difficult corner you're looking at, because it's essentially it's a double left.
Who are we looking at, sorry, Matt?
Jacob, we're on board with Jacob as he gets a nice clean exit. As he makes his way down to 130R, should be taking this nice and flat out above 193 through there.
He's up on his time, but not by much.
Perry moves out of the way.
He needs a good exit here. Out of the DRS, powers for the line. Puts himself second ahead of Sergey. I would say he's not going to get another run at that.
No, he's going to struggle to get back round. Interestingly, Tiggerby is, as Sergey starts his lap, Tiggerby's out there on the medium tyre.
Tiggerby's out on the medium. He's had 3 laps on those mediums as well.
and he's got 2 minutes 52, so you would suggest that this is the tie he's going to be on to finish the session.
It's going to be it, isn't it? He's not pushing. Hello Dominic, nice to have you back with us. Carl's super fan.
Thomas finishes it up. Thomas moves up to 4th.
That's a good time from Thomas as well, only 2/10 off one of the strongest drivers in Sergey. Great effort from him. Let's have a look, who else is on the lap? Millsy's on the lap, let's give him some airtime.
One of the ever-presents, as we say every week, but he is of
Certainly
tier 3.
is. Shows up every week, drives his heart out, and that's what we love. He loves his racing. Four tenths up on his previous time through sector 1. Into the...
You can tell he's a pad user because some of the steering inputs are a little bit twitchy.
Sergey's gone quickest. 1:28.1 from him. And that will be his final run for pole as well. That's his benchmark set. What can Perry do?
Has Perry got anything left?
Soon find out. Gonna watch Millsy's across the line, jump to Raidcon, and then it'll be up to the front boys.
Millsy's up by a second, so it's going to put him just outside the top 10 at the moment. Ooh.
Assuming he has a good final
Shadow
sector.
line.
Looked like a good exit to me. Puts himself P10.
Top 10.
Great drive from him. Great lap. Jump across to Raidcon, coming through the final corner.
Look at that. I'm going to look at Tiggerby because Tiggerby's going on his mediums again.
Is he? Is he going again?
He's going again.
And he's 2/10 up.
He's running out of fuel, and ERS isn't looking too shabby, but he should. I don't know.
I don't think he's going to have enough there. Why he's chosen to go on mediums, I'll never know. And he's gone at Spoon.
Oh,
He's lost it at Spoon. He'll be hoping for some of the guys behind, but I'm not sure he's going to get that luxury. Let's go for KV in the McLaren. Through Degner 1 and into Degner 2. Plants his foot into the carbon fibre, heading up towards what I'm going to call the Kobayashi hairpin.
Fair enough. He's got Dan Hilton ahead of him, and Dan Hilton is also on the lap, so a little bit of traffic.
Will be, that could compromise him. Or it could help him down towards 130R with a toe. Let's see how...
It's gonna get, I think he's going to get too close to him. Yeah. Stay on board.
A little bit dirty air into the chicane, but he's managed to hold it on well. Cuts to the inside. Doesn't improve. Oh, it does improve by half a tenth, but it's not enough to change his position. That'll be in the pit lane, I think.
Jacob's round.
Jacob's around. He's finished though. That's the AI that's taken over.
Yeah, so is Dark Mark. Dark Mark's car. Have you seen where that is?
No.
It's on. Watch Sidegate quickly.
I am doing, yeah.
Yeah, so it's moved itself. It was on the track.
At the start finish line.
Yeah, it would have been quite scary.
Ah.
Perry's pretty much matched his times.
Perry through the final corner. Can he improve? No, he's 2/10 down.
Too much time.
P2 for Perry. Stumpy's in the pits.
And that's pretty much it.
That will do it. That's all she wrote for qualifying. So it's first blood to the Russian.
A winner from last time out. Continues his good form.
Yeah, won his home race and he's carried the form forward, it seems. So let's wait and see if he can do that in the race. Perry starts second, and then the championship outsider, you'd have to say, given the number of races that he's missed. Jacob starts third.
but he is only 36 points behind, so still got that chance.
Dominic's just had the same thought I have. Can you imagine if we have a Prost Senna moment into turn 1 with those two?
That'd be interesting.
That'd be glorious. So Sergey P1 with a time of 1:28.131. Perry second, just over a tenth behind, and a little bit of a gap to Jacob, 4.3 tenths. And then another half a second nearly before you get back to Thomas and Sygate. Forza Fredo with his 5-place group penalty qualifies 6th on his first time out on the wheel, but he will drop to P11, which will promote Racer to 6th, Tennis Freak to 7th, Raidcon, KV and Darkmark to 8th, 9th and 10th respectively. However, Darkmark being in P10, because he qualified 11th, will get free choice of tyres from P10, and Forza Fredo will not. Who's going to be on the naughty step this week? Keep your eyes to the right.
I'll start this video. I don't know what I've done here.
And they're all been very well behaved. It was Cookie last week, I think.
Do it. Someone do it.
Oh, yes, Fredo's done it.
Get in there. Not the right person to do it.
Alright.
The temptation is too much.
For what?
It's like, don't push the red button.
Oh, he's in the chat as well. He says, I'm so stupid. Yeah, and 1 penalty point coming your way. Right, let's have a look at some tyre options for everybody.
Expecting, right, even looking a lot to go outside.
Darkmark has chosen mediums from P10. Tiggerby has chosen mediums from P12. Everybody else is on the soft tyre. So strategy wise, this one could be quite boring. However, if
the old soft medium.
Yeah, soft to medium is the obvious strategy around here. However, we get damage early on. Soft to hard is doable. The hards will do more or less the whole race distance.
See, I remember if it was this week or last week, but I heard rumours on outside, a very outside. Okay, very outside. Before everyone shoots me down in the chat. What about 2-stop?
2-stop is... I don't know. I don't think it's viable, to be honest. I mean, if there's a safety car, then obviously, but I'm not so sure.
Very outside.
Oh, we've got Cos Kravitz in the chat. He says medium to stop, medium to soft, you have to stop lap 15. Soft to medium, stop lap 11. Now, if you want to go soft to hard, you can stop on lap 8 and try and get an undercut on everybody. However, the risk there is that you'll be a lot slower than the guys on the mediums.
Yes and no. It'll even out towards the end, won't it?
Yeah.
So it depends how much advantage you can get.
I mean, if you're particularly harsh on tyres, you might want to go even earlier. If you really want to go flat out on the soft tyre, you could probably stop lap 5 and go to hards. But whether then you still have an advantage over everybody else is another matter. But that's for the drivers to work out and for us to enjoy as they line up on the grid for the start of the Japanese Grand Prix. There's a title at stake, but that's not what those front three are caring about right now. There's only one thing on their mind, and that's winning this race. Let's get ready. 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. We'll wait for the glitch. And away we go at Suzuka. It's a great start from Sergey. Perry looks to have bogged down a little bit. Same with Jacob, and Thomas has got a lightning start from P4. He's going to go down the inside of turn 1. I think he's had a bit of a scrape with Perry there. Jacob's managed to jump up. to P2 ahead of Perry, but he's now trying to hold off the Red Bull. Dark Mark's gone in the background. Both those guys are off. That'll be an early pit stop for them. Meanwhile, out front, Sergey leads Jacob and Perry into the Degners.
I was about to say we've done very well to keep it clean.
Oh, Tennis Freak! He's gone at the Degners.
Yeah, the second part as well. Millsy seems to be dropping places as well. I think he got squeezed out there at the hairpin.
Right, big winners off the start. Stumpy up 5 places in the Racing Point, up to P9.
Eat the cookie down the inside and Millsy into the second half. Spoon. Oh, Millsy's fighting back.
Millsy's used a lot of his ERS on that opening lap as well. He's only down to 50%. Meanwhile, the front three are starting to stretch their legs a little bit. Raidcon dives up the inside of Racer into turn 1, but can't make the move stick.
Go side by side, squeeze each other for space.
Great
Still
respect
side
from
by
the
side.
two of them. There's contact and Tiggerby's round. Oh, and then he pulls out in front of Darkmark and gives the Alpha some wing damage.
5 seconds stop and goes.
Gives himself a penalty to boot.
I tell you what, Forza Frodo's struggling as well.
Is he?
Early doors. Eat the cookies, chomping at the bit.
Cookie, we know, has pace. He's going to go into the, he's going to go for it into Kobayashi curve. Around the outside of Fredo. He's going to make that stick, you know.
Beautiful.
He's done it. Great move from Cookie.
Very, very brave from Cookie. Lewis and Raidcar change position.
Those two have been having a ding dong for the whole of that second lap.
Cookie's going to make another move, I think, Danny.
On Tichy, is it? Yeah. And the inside into 130R, but can Tichy get the switch back through 130R? Not quite. Whoa, there's a flying McLaren!
Forza Fredo.
No, I mean, well avoided. Well avoided, but
I tell you what, we've seen a few of those so far on this game this year, and I think guys are getting caught out by just the amount of overspeed you get from just slipstreaming someone.
you also lose some braking performance when you're in dirty air behind another car. I found that out almost to my cost in Monza. Thankfully, Thomas and Lewis didn't catch it on stream.
I have seen footage of that. Or many things I could say about that.
New underwear needed was the phrase that came to mind. Let's jump back up front. Perry's starting to close in on Jacob, but those two have still not lost touch with Sergey yet. They're all in DRS range of one another. And this being lap 3, of course. Suzuka only having one DRS zone. I think we'll start to see that gap close up down towards the S's, and then maybe open out again over the rest of the lap.
I mean, it's very compact actually, all the way down. To be honest, down to I would say 14th. Everyone within either a second, couple of seconds of each other.
You're right. So I'm going to leave the battle at the front for now. Perry's just dropped out of DRS range of Jacob, but I don't know if he got it anyway. He managed to get himself back into range for the detection zone.
So I was going to say Raycon's doing really well to keep hold of Lewis, but at the moment he's sitting on 5% ERS, so he's got no battery left.
Yeah, man, Lewis is saving at his and already on 50%, so I think all Lewis has to do is hold on, and then he'll start.
Nice move by
Tichy runs wide on the exit of turn 1. Oh, and then runs wide. Fredo runs wide. Tichy reclaims P11. The Riley household will be going berserk right now.
The scenes. Unbelievable scenes.
Fredo really struggling with his braking right now. He's been very tentative on the pedal.
I mean, for example, you know, getting out of shape in the S's, they compromise you for the next 2 or 3 corners of that complex.
Yeah, if you mess one up, you've messed the whole section, and you're probably going to lose no less than 3/4 of a second worth of time. The only good thing about that is the fact that everybody does it.
Yep. And because of Tichy's and Forza's little fiasco, gap for Cookie, who is looking to get past Stumpy anytime soon.
I'll jump back across to that now, as he's going to get him with DRS. Why do I want to look at a brake duct, Codemasters? I want to see an overtake, that's what I want to see.
So don't forget Cookie started at the back of the grid due to some weird disqualification that we didn't see on stream. He's got himself up to P9 early doors.
He has, he's fighting his way through the field. Millsy's been overtaken by Tiggerby for P13. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2. Jacob's out.
That is, oh, he's dropped. I know it's done.
He's dropped it on the Degners.
Yep.
So watch on board with Tichy. On the right hand side, you'll see the stricken Toro Rosso.
And that's strange because 9 times out of 10 you'll get away with that. Just a damaged front wing, you bounce off and you'll be able to rejoin the race. But he's the front wheel has decided to detach itself.
Indeed it has, and that now gives Sergey an advantage. Jacob was the link between him and Perry. So now Perry has a gap to make up to get himself back into contention for the win.
And you know what, they both realise that. There you go, Sergey with class 7, Perry instantly responding.
Perry clearly quicker in a Sergey clearly quicker in a straight line. Pulled out 3/10 down the straight.
It did help that Perry didn't have the greatest of exit out of the chicane.
That as well, but he's already made up another 10th into the S's.
It's Forza and Tichy once again. Forza reclaims the place.
Let's go on board with Tichy, see if we can spot another mistake from Forza.
Can the McLaren keep hold of position this time?
You see how much of a better line Tichy has through those S's, because Fredo's taking too much curb early on. And then he's gone wide, and Tichy takes the position back on the inside as they head down towards the Degners, and then keeps P10.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I think Forza's quite lucky that he's still got 4 wheels on his car.
He's going for it into Kobayashi, and he's dropped it on the throttle. He's dropped it on the throttle pedal.
He dropped it as well.
And then instead of it being Tichy and Forza, it's now Tiggerby and Forza. He's going to have some defending to do, that McLaren. Tiggerby will sling one down the inside if he gets the opportunity, and it's now around about here where the crossover point's going to come between the softs and the mediums.
Hash of that, to be fair, because now Millsy's got a run on him.
See if he Millsy's now, and he is doing. He's saving his ERS, tuck him behind. We'll stay on board with him. See if we can get him moved. No, you want to get him on the DRS. You've had the detections on there. That white line across the track that we saw.
Racer has got past Sygate to turn 1.
All Lewis has to do now is get past Thomas. And that would give Red Bull how many points? 33 points?
I don't think it's enough.
33 points compared to Sauber's 25, so no.
Guess what's happened, Danny?
What's that?
Forza Fredo has got past Tichy to turn 1 again. Will he keep hold of it? 3rd time lucky.
Much better line through the S's this time from Fredo, and Tichy got caught out by the dirty air.
Be interesting to see where the leaders are going to come out when they're going to pit, if they pit early.
Let's have a look. So
it's 22.5 seconds on the medium tyre.
It should be around Tiggerby where they come out. Eat the Cookie's the first man.
I think he is the first man with just 3 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we've got a 5-second time penalty for Tiggerby with Dark Mark to consider as well.
Yeah. So let's jump back across to our second place man, Perry. He's dropping away from Sergey a little bit.
Eat the Cookie down the inside of KV. Turn 1.
The Cookie on KV.
Titchy's in.
Titchy's in. He's going for the undercut. Is he going onto the hards? Let's have a look. Titchy onto...
Soft? What? Yeah?
Is Titchy going 2-stop?
I mean, I was kind of joking earlier when I said, oh yeah, 2-stop could be a very outside chance, but I didn't expect anyone to be doing it.
Titchy's going for it.
Choice.
If there is a safety car later down the line, he will be the man that will benefit most from that. Let's see how it plays out for him. Perry's predicting that Ricky even is predicting that Perry will pit in next lap.
I mean, if Perry's predicting stuff and he's racing at the same time, that man needs a medal.
Psychic Perry. That's Ricky predicting he'll be in next time around.
That is Dan Hilton. There's a Haas going very, very wide in turn 1. I realised it was Dan Hilton. I was worried there for a second. It was Raycon. 6th. Cookie's 7th, so Cookie has
Sygate's in
progress.
and gets a speeding penalty for his trouble. Does this mean Sygate's going for the 2-stop as well? No, he's gone on to mediums. He's going to try and undercut Racer.
Yep.
So let's jump across. We've got Forza Fredo in as well for mediums. Let's jump across to Racer. Just coming out of the S's. And now, down towards Degner 1. Will he stop now to cover him off, or will he stick to his original strategy?
Look, Racer is 23 seconds.
There's about 6/10 between them, so a 22-second stop.
Oh, Forza Fredo's lost it.
Where's he gone? Where did he lose it?
He's dropped it. I feel on the air.
It's set to 1. I've got the yellows.
You can see it with Dark Mark on the right side.
Oh yeah, exit of turn 1. He's dropped that. Unlucky for Fredo. It was a valiant effort from him. I want to jump back to Lewis, coming through 130R.
Yeah, he just pitted as well.
That'll be cold tyres. Yeah, and Lewis is coming in to cover off Sygate, and he gets a 5-second penalty as well.
Lewis.
We've got, who else have we got in? Raidcon and KV.
The worst case scenario for these guys is that they may lose a place to Sygate, but there is a ton of space in between.
Let's see, where is Sygate? Just coming down the start-finish line now.
I think he's going to do it.
Lewis is... Oh, this is going to be close. Sygate's got him. Sygate's got him with the undercut.
Sector 1, we have got a yellow flag. What's that for?
Tennis Freak. Oh no, he's in the pits. I don't know. I think it might have just been them still clearing away Fredo's car.
Lost it.
No, Cookie!
No, don't reverse back.
Cookie's going to have to sit there and wait for everyone to come through.
Yeah, but I'm worried about him getting disqualified now because he's going the wrong way, isn't he?
No, he'll spin it round and he's good to go.
He's doing so well. He had made 11 places up from the back of the field after qualifying.
He had. He's avoided wing damage though by the look of things, so he should be able just to stop, put on a fresh set of boots and then go from there, assuming he's not, his tyres aren't overheating. Been undone. The leaders are in the pits.
Lewis on Cygate, here we go.
I'm watching the leaders in the pit lane, see if there's any time to be made up there. Thomas is in the pit lane. Yeah, a lot of guys speeding in the pit lane here.
Races down the inside of Cygate, up to 130 yards, side by side. Lewis gets it done.
It certainly does, but Cygate will have DRS.
Yeah, but Lewis at the moment got a cleaner run through the hairpin. That's interesting. Chicane that, Christ.
Pulled out a massive gap, hasn't he? So much so that the DRS is irrelevant for Cygate through there.
Cygate on the older mediums.
And do you know what? Let's give him his moment. Stumpy leads the race.
Hey!
And he's going to be battling Sergey for the lead. Now Stumpy could do Perry a favour here.
I mean, in the past when I have briefly led, I was not going to let anyone past. If I could, if I could help it.
Well spotted, Matrix. Perry has gained over a second out of the pit stop.
And he's within. Right, so he's gone full Monty. Hot that.
He's gone for it. He's passed the racing point. However, Perry is within DRS of the racing point, which will give him a run to try and get within.
Racing point comes in as well.
Big lock up there to slow down in time, but he manages it. Perry DRS open. Is it going to be enough? I don't think it is.
So that gap is about the same.
And he's gained a second over the course of the pit stop.
Has meant Tiggerby is up to third and
Millsy's in P4.
Fourth. And I believe, if I'm not correct, that is probably the highest position you've possibly been in.
I think you might be right. I mean, he has to stop again.
But who cares?
Yeah, he's P4 right now. Tiggerby as well, like you said, P3.
So Tiggerby's the only driver we've got actually running through on this alternative strategy. He's going to probably cut out, would you agree, around Tichy?
Tichy,
Tichy's got a pit again as well, hasn't he? So
he's got 5 seconds,
Stumpy,
25.
Tichy.
Yeah, in between Stumpy and Tichy, I think. Maybe just behind the latter of those two.
Battle at the moment, just to watch, is Rake on Saigo. I think Ray is happier on the mediums at the moment. Saigo has dropped the racer, hasn't he?
Oh, is he going for it? Round the outside of 130R. Come on, come on. I'm going to stick with... not got the beans. He's not running ERS, that's why he's waiting for the DRS. Smart boy. Play the long game.
Millsy's in.
Millsy's in from P4. But we're watching Raid on Cygate now down the start-finish straight. DRS open. Oh, there's contact between the two of them. And again, contact between the two. See, if I'm Cygate, I'm letting him through maybe after that one, but Cygate, of course, will feel like it's all fair and square. Raid can sit behind and charge his battery and go again.
Oh, darn Mark, that is definitely speeding in the pit lane. You're never slowing that down.
Straight in.
Pretty much might as well gone full throttle into the pits.
Nice. He's on the mediums and that will take him to the end. Raycon going for the switch back through Kobayashi, but Cygate covers it off brilliantly.
But he will lose the place to Dan Hilton. 14 from 15. It's going to be close, you know. Dan Hilton gets it.
Does.
Although he'll be asking a lot of those hard tyres. It's going to go 24 laps.
It should be fine. Should be fine. Meet the cookie with another penalty. Ray's going for it again through 130R. Again, Cygate covers him, but he'll have the run with DRS. Much better exit. Just touching the back of the racing point. And this time should be easy for him. We sweep across in front. He does.
Because Cygate's not got anything left in the battery.
No. Used it all in defence. See if he's clever, he just sticks behind, charges his battery now, just as Raid's doing actually, charging the battery. And then he can have another go next time around and try and get his position back.
Out front, Perry dropped off, but he's then closed back up by half a second in the last lap. And Tiggerby's not exactly dropping off the back of Perry, he's about around that 4 or 5 second mark.
We're getting towards his pit stop point. Sector 1 yellows.
Oh, that is Eat the Cookie in the wall.
Eat the cookie in the wall. That looks like big front wing damage. Indeed it is.
You got nothing.
Whole wing is gone off that Renault. Not a great week for them. But in better news for him, given that he was disqualified in qualifying, he will have a fresh set of softs to go on to until the end, so it's not all bad news for Cookie.
Could still fastest that from someone still.
Could do.
Currently...
Sergey.
Oh, God, Sergey, yeah.
31.6 is the time to beat.
If I'm correct, he's currently on for the Grand Slam. No.
No, he is. He's on for the COS Grand Slam.
I say he's not led every lap because obviously he had a stump.
Well, is there anyone battling that we can keep an eye on? Cygate's dropped away from Raid Con, so that one looks dead in the water. Perry's dropped off massively from Sergey that lap, so
that's because I think the ERS modes that they've got, yeah, Sergey's got hot lap.
And Cookie's retired in the pits.
Yep.
He'll change his wing and his tyres, but he won't go anywhere.
Because Sergey was saving up, he had about 70% ERS and he's just used it all.
I'm going to jump across. I'm going to jump across to Stumpy as he's closing in on KV. Oh, Perry!
Perry's lost positions in B. And he's now under pressure from Thomas.
Indeed he is. Got a yellow flag in Sector 1 still as well.
That's because...
Has anyone gone up the S's?
I think we're getting to the stage. Yeah, Dan Hilton's just moving out of the way, that's why.
Titch is in for his second stop. That should be onto mediums. And that'll take him to the end.
One to look out for, yeah. Ricky's just mentioned it, is it's not going to happen at the moment, but it will be Stumpy on KV. With their different compounds they're on.
Let's have a look. Let's jump on to Thomas. See if he can close into that Red Bull. He'll be eyeing a podium up. In fact, he's already got...
Which will be effective second, won't it?
He will.
Tiggerby's got hit. So where will Tiggerby pit? Will it be this lap?
Should be this time around. Should be this time around. Otherwise he's going to start to compromise himself. Thomas thought about it into 130. I thought he's going for it into the chicane. Dives down the inside.
Oh, Perry says no. Tiggerby's in.
He's in as we thought. Thomas is going to have DRS, and it should be an easy move into turn 1. I wonder if Perry's got damage here.
Well, when I joined onto him, he was to the right hand side by the pit wall, so he's picked up damage there.
I don't know if Mitch, can you give us a damage report on the Red Bull, please? That would be fantastic.
Yellow flag.
Perry's out. He's out. He's put it in the wall. He's lost it. Through the S's.
Left hand side?
Yeah.
Can't see it.
You know that corner in the qualifying you said keep an eye out for?
Ah, it's that one. Yeah.
He's lost it there.
Come a cropper there as well.
Too much curve.
And if I'm correct, that is going to be championship lead handed over. And Millsy, no! Millsy's lost it into the wall.
No front wing on the Toro Rosso.
Top of the hill, he was running in P9, and he's just took too much curve on the exit onto the grass, and it spun him round.
So unlucky for him. Now he'll have to stop, put on a fresh set of tyres. That's going to cost him.
Well, if he's got some softs left, that would be, it's not the end of the world.
No, but you are right, that is championship lead handed over to the Russian, Sergey. The man doesn't make mistakes, does he? He just doesn't do it. It's his race to lose now. A little bit out of shape through Degner 1. Almost had a commentator's curse. Doesn't need a push now. He's got a 16.5 second gap behind him to Thomas.
It also means that Red Bull are not going to win the Constructors this week.
No, although Lewis is on for a podium right now, so
yep.
It's not worst case scenario.
What's everyone else doing? Lucy's obviously in the pits, placing that front wing.
Yes. Well, we weren't given the battle we were promised. But it's not been a bad race to watch. Plenty of action gone on tonight. And only one of our 3 gladiators remains. The American Eagle and the British Bulldog fell flat, and it's the Russian Bear who stands proud above the field.
Dark Mark has gone around the outside of Millsy, who's just come out the pits. Turn 1. Tiggley's on the back of Stumpy. No soft tyres.
On the back of Stumpy. Let's have a look. Indeed he is. He should have this move done into turn 1.
Dan Hilton to the pits, going onto the soft tyre. Bid for fast, Dan.
Indeed it is. Tiggley easily past Stumpy. For P7, and this should be interesting how fast he manages to catch KV up.
Now, hear me out.
Go on.
I reckon, I don't know, it'll be close. Depends how Sergey goes. He could extend his lead out. So he had a pit stop advantage in the pit, so he can guarantee.
Have you just seen what Ricky said?
What? No.
Yeah, he wants him to do the same. I don't think he will. He's too efficient. The man only knows how to win. Yeah, he won't stop unless there's a safety car. And to answer Ricky's other point, from what I experienced the other day when I tested the hard tyre out, once you get past sort of 8 to 10 laps on the mediums, there's very little difference in terms of pace. It's just that the hard tyre obviously doesn't hold up as well in high load situations.
So what essentially saying is the medium tyre is a better race tyre than the hard tyre?
Yeah, but not on outright lap time. No, if you can have a, or if you can develop a setup that allows the hard tyre to be like leaned on by the car, then you can probably run that and not lose too much time compared to the medium runners. You won't be able to push and catch them, but you'll be able to hold your ground.
All I'm going to say is Sergey may want to think about that now. Running that soft tyre.
Yeah, 18.5 seconds, and Lewis now, a man on a mission. Has he? Oh.
1:30.9. Thank you very much.
Yes. He's 7/10 quicker. Lewis right now is a man on a mission. 3.1 seconds the gap to Thomas. We've got a yellow in sector 1. Who's that for?
Find out.
Who's dropping away? I don't even know who's in sector 1 right now, but Tiggerby has closed up to KB. And he's chasing the McLaren down towards 130R. Could we see the move into 130R? He's gone to the inside. He's got it done before it, but that was close between the two of them.
Now, the question is, has he got enough tyre to chase down the guys ahead of him? So like to Sygate.
He'll have the tyre, it's whether he has the time. KB has the DRS. Can Tiggerby defend?
Yeah, he's got it.
Yeah.
And the flag sector 1 again. Oh, Thomas is round, that's why.
Oh no,
Raycon
Thomas!
snatches it.
Raidcon snatches third. Thomas needs to be careful now, those tyres are going to be warm.
I think it's the same corner as Perry.
Too much curve on the inside.
Yeah.
Certainly seems that way.
Yeah, it's definitely the same corner as Perry.
And now Red Bull are breathing a sigh of relief. As the 18 points they were hoping they'd get as a backup is now guaranteed. You would think, unless there's a mistake in.
I was going to say after the start, I don't think anything's guaranteed yet.
Hmm. So.
I mean, Sygate is within. Got a hiccup there halfway through the fence.
Yes.
Sygate is in DRS zone. Sorry, DRS range.
Mm-hmm. Ricky in the chat saying Sergey should pit. He's 22 seconds ahead. Thomas is in. He must have wing damage then, does he?
Left hand side. Oh, and he's got a 5 second stop and go. Doesn't get any better.
He's on for a great finish.
Very long stop.
Mm.
So I think Tennis Freak is going to jump him.
Indeed he is. Where's Tichy? Tichy just coming through the final chicane. Yeah.
Easy.
So we'll keep an eye on Thomas and his charge through the field. Meanwhile, Tiggerby is taking a second out of Sygate.
Yep. I think Sygate's struggling because Tiggerby's gained a second and KB hasn't exactly lost a second in that.
No, I think you're right. I think Sygate might be struggling.
So that KB's not had the greatest line through the hairpin. I'm going to say it for once in a tier 3 race, it's very, very quiet.
It is for the minute. Is this the calm before the storm, though? Sector 1 yellows
Sector
again.
Oh, Millsy's round. No.
Yo, Millsies.
Oh, I feel sorry for him because he was running in P9 with possibly P8 at the cards. Oh, and he's just lost it again.
Yeah, warm tyres.
Don't reverse it. Especially when Lewis is charging round. Oh, watch right for Raycon.
Watch out for all these guys coming through.
And it's a shame because as we say, he does try. It's just unfortunate that
It was.
he's sitting down there.
It's one error on the curb and it's cost him points. Potentially his best finish as well. I'm not sure where his best finish is, but
I think it's a 9th, possibly.
Hmm.
Oh, Dan Hill's retired.
That's going to be in sector 1.
Yeah, that is. Oh, left hand side. Oh, so up the hill, left hand side.
I'll ride on board with Dark Mark and we'll find that out.
With his teammate behind him.
Yeah, Sergey coming up to lap Dark Mark shouldn't be made too much of an issue.
Just going to keep an eye. I think Tiggerby's going to have Sygate this time around. Down. Oh, it's got such a good exit. DRS assistance. Sygate makes a late move to defend to the inside though.
Oh,
then a little bit of contact. Not for the first time this evening.
No, Sygate's defending being a little bit questionable again there. Tiggerby's got the move done. Now, does he have it in him to catch Raycon for a podium?
He's got 24% ERS, but so does Raycon. So every chance Thomas goes for fastest lap, gets himself an extra point.
He does.
That'll be 3 for the Mercedes driver.
Well, unless he can catch Tennis Freak, that's not out of a possibility.
True. It's 5.4 seconds, 4 laps to go.
And Millsy's getting out of the way of Tiggerby and Sygate through Kobayashi Curve.
Darmark has just let Sygate through. Sygate through, that's interesting. Sergey.
Scoring some great points for Sauber there, Sergey. I can't complain about that.
Championship lead, and also increases Tichy down in 10th, and obviously Mr. P5 not being here increases their gap over second in the championship to the Williams.
Mm-hmm. Thomas closed up a second on Tennis Freak that time around. Oh, but he's... Oh no, it's a chicane. I thought he was round again for a second.
And breathe, Danny, and breathe.
Lewis, 3-second time penalty.
Raycon fast now. Now then,
Could be interesting.
Raycon, give it a go.
If he asks Jeff, he'll know what's going on.
At the moment, at this stage of the race, with 3 laps to go, he is running about the same as Lewis. It's not just a touch slower.
What's the penalty situation between those two? Has Lewis only got the one and then Red clear? Lewis
has got the one, and he's served his 5-second penalty. So
has he?
I feel.
Has he served
I
it?
think so.
He's only made one stop, so he hasn't. What's Red got?
I know, yeah, Ray, hang on, so he hasn't. So Ray has got, here we go ladies and gentlemen, this is now going to make it a bit more interesting. Ray is 1 warning away from penalty.
If Red gets that warning, he needs to get within 5 seconds. If he keeps himself clean for 2 more laps.
Race is alive for second place all of a sudden.
It certainly is.
Has Tiggerby got anything left? Probably not in those tyres, they're 9 laps old.
He's got a penalty as well as Tiggerby.
Yep.
Lewis knows the score, he's putting the hammer down. At this rate, he'll be able to increase and get out of the penalty range. Raidcon needs to step it up.
They're both saving ERS at the moment, both running 0.
Yeah, Lewis has pulled out a second nearly over Raikon in the first sector alone. Raikon needs to put the hammer down if he wants a chance at second place.
think Tigby's closing as well.
It looks that way. I know what Raid's doing. I know that he needs to just hold on, but margin's not quite there.
Ricky's asked, would it be Raycon's first podium? I think he got a podium in Singapore, didn't he?
I think so, and he might got one at Spa as well, but it'd be the highest he's finished, I think, second place. I think his other podiums have been third places.
Right, and then we're on to the last lap.
We are. We'll jump across to Sergey in just a moment, but first
We want to see Thomas. You know what? I think this is going to be our last lap bonanza from Thomas. Tennis freak.
we'll have a look. Anybody who you want to hear from, get them in the chat now, everybody, and any questions you've got for them. Also, your votes for driver of the day.
What has Tiggy got?
Here comes Thomas on Tennis Freak. Should be an easy move for the Mercedes. And is.
Raycon marginal on fuel, marginal on ERS. Tigby giving it as much as he's got. It's 1.3 seconds.
He's obviously need to be careful, otherwise it's going to help Lewis out massively. But Sergey is now 2 corners away. 1 and a little bit to go. Round the final turn, onto the straight. Sergey wins the Japanese Grand Prix to take the lead of the championship. Dartmouth gets 5 seconds. Raycon's still within the penalty range.
Tigby ragging that Mercedes.
He's pushing it hard. Here comes Lewis.
It's going to be close.
Through the chicane.
Too far back.
6.2 seconds the gap. Is it going to be enough? Lewis crosses the line. Here comes Raycon. Tigby close. Do you know they could both jump Lewis here? Oh, not quite. Tigby had a penalty of his own. Sygate gets P5.
Jumping. Oh, not quite close.
Not quite. Stumpy comes across. P7 for him. Thomas.
And the tennis freak.
Should have had second place, but will get 8th and the fastest lap. Unless Tennis Freak jumps him. No. Yeah. And then the last man to cross the line, the final point scorer, will be Tichy. And there we go. Here come the podium finishers. Sergey with the win for Alfa Romeo. Raidcon manages to get second off of Racer, who finishes third. And these championships are hot enough, aren't they? Red Bull could have won it today, but the main man, the reigning champion, usually ice cool, cracked under the pressure today. Put himself into the wall. So the Constructors goes on till next week. Drivers' Championship. Sergey with that win takes the lead, and I think leads by 24 points.
No.
No?
Nope. He will lead by just the 2 points.
2 points for Sergey in the lead. It's all getting very tense. Jacob, of course, no points scored today, so no change for him at the top. That might put him out of contention.
It's a long way back.
It could be a 2-horse race for now between Sergey and Perry. We'll see them both again in Mexico next time out. Where we'll see how the championship shapes up. For now though, let's get some interviews going for tonight. Let's go for... Sorry if you can hear any plinking. It's because I have the old PS2 style theme going on. Let's have a chat to... I want Lewis, Raidcon, and who else shall we go for? Anybody suggested in the chat? Sergey unfortunately doesn't do them. With Tiggerby, I think that's a good shout. Let's see, is he online? I'll have to search for him. Come on, PlayStation. There we go, Tiggerby, let's get those invites out. Let me just change my audio mix so we can hear them all, and then jump back across. Whoa, the lobby's instantly emptied. Let's wait for these guys to get in. Sergey seems to be the overwhelming vote for driver of the day, so I will concur with that, unless you have a massive disagreement, Matt.
On my driver of the day?
No. No.
Don't think so.
You got a speeding penalty.
Yeah, if you get a speeding penalty, that's not driver of the day material.
So look, Sergey's got 1, 2... He's been outvoted 2-1, yeah, Sergey is driver of the day according to the people, and I'm not going to argue with them. Because last time we got our heads bitten off, so...
Yes, we did. We got shouted at by the community, so we're not going to do it again.
We agree with you, there you go.
Yeah. So, seeing as we're waiting for the other guys, Lewis, talk to us about your race. What was it like being in a party with Perry?
Thank you. Yes. Well, I can't report anything really, because as soon as I don't know what happened, because it was a bit too far ahead. But as soon as it did, Perry went offline. So yeah, I don't know what happened. I can only guess, only from I did see some wing, and I noticed I was starting to catch Thomas. So I was and we were at level pace. So I was assuming that maybe he got wing damage. I don't know is that the case? Did he get wing damage?
Thomas did, yeah. He dropped it.
Yeah, right. That makes sense, because I was starting to catch him at about 4/10 a lap, 5/10 a lap, and then he made his error as well. But you know, I knew the race, the soft tyre wasn't my best, so it's just about keeping with those guys. The rear was really unhappy. And then going onto the medium straight away, it was so much faster, much more confident. Unfortunately, I had the unforced error of the speeding. I don't know, it's stupid. Stupid error, because P2 would have been. I wouldn't have had to push so hard at the end of the race. Like, it was just every lap was a quali lap. But yeah, it wasn't. You know, I made some good moves on Sidegate. Really happy with those moves around the. First one was DRS down the straight, just got ahead before turn 1 on the outside, and then 130R when I just got onto the mediums, I was just so much faster. Although Sidegate got the undercut on me, I just had so much more grip than he did, and I got past him going before 130R and was even able to just pull away massively. But Raycon and I had pretty even pace throughout. So it was only towards the end where I was starting to be able to pull away from him. I was thinking if I could get a bit more of a gap, and then I just got a stupid error of another 3 seconds. If I didn't get that, I would have again finished. I would have made up for my pit stop issue. But other than that, I'm happy with my racing. I maximised what I got. I didn't crash. It's a tricky track. Podium finish, which is what I needed to keep really top 4 or maybe even top 3. I mean, it's got me good points catching up to Jacob. I think I might have even possibly. I'm really close to Jacob now with his DNF. Obviously, he missed 3 races beforehand, but I'm close to him. So I mean, he has the pace ultimately. So if I can keep on to my 4th, even if I can get in the top 3 again, that'd be really good. So it was a good haul of points today.
Yeah, so you did a good recovery drive. So if you just didn't get that that stop go, it would have been P2.
Yeah, but it's only one place. I shouldn't be too disappointed. I think I've had two good races, last two races. Russia was just our stupid strategy of going onto the medium first, but because I think pace-wise I was quick enough for top 4 there as well. But it's the same. I matched what I did last year here. Sergey was just in a different league, but the next few races are interesting. US, Mexico. It's that back end, which I'm pretty happy with track-wise. America was the only one I had an absolute horror show last year, so I hope I don't have that again this year. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with the rest of the season, the rest of the track. So hopefully, just keep consistent, top 5, top 3s, and can stay in the top 4 in the championship.
Fingers crossed, and then you and Perry might be able to win the constructors next time.
Yeah. So we didn't win the constructors this time.
No, you can win it next time out in Mexico. I think it is next time. Congratulations anyway on your podium. So look forward to seeing you hopefully next time as constructors champions.
Yes. So is it America next, or is it?
No, Mexico. They've swapped them around. I don't know why.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Mexico. Fair play. Let's go.
Yes. Right, moving on. P2. Right, Con, talk to us about your race. How was it?
Hey, it was great. I mean, I didn't think I was going to do that good, and lights out, and everybody's struggling everywhere, you know, so I took advantage of it, no penalties, and somehow I got P2.
You've deserved it. It sounds like you've got an admirer as well in the background.
Say hi. She's shy.
Well, I'm sure she's thrilled.
I had a fight with Saige for 3 laps, and you know, it was a tough battle, and yeah, I came through, and that's it.
Yeah, so you came out on top. We were watching that battle with Saige. It looked like it was a good one to be a part of. A little bit of his defending looked a little sketchy with him moving across on the straight, but yeah, so you came out on top with P2, and hopefully next time we see you, it'll be with you on the top step. You can get your first win.
Looking forward to it.
So congratulations on your P2. Well done.
Thanks.
Alright, and all that's left for me to do is round off the stream there. Thank you both for joining me for some interviews. Thank you, Matt, for joining me as always.
That's a pleasure, mate.
And thank you everybody at home for tuning in and watching. If you are enjoying yourself and you want to watch us again, me and Matt will be back next week for the Mexican Grand Prix with Tier 3 with these guys again, and you can tune in then Monday 10 PM UK time. If you can't wait till then and you want some more Contest of Speed, you've got Tier 2 tomorrow night where you can see myself and Matt actually driving the cars rather than sitting here and being all judgmental and talking about them. Or you can jump in on Wednesday with Tier 1, the cream of our driving crop, so to speak. And those guys are really hotting up in the championship between Lego Minecraft and Alatakir. So that's not going to be one to be missed. So once again, thank you all very much for watching. We'll see you soon. Good night.